And my wife doesn't quite understand it. She doesn't really understand what WoW is about in general, or, what our reasoning is for loving this game. Well, evidently, this is a video that you can send to your parents, your wife, your girlfriend, your significant other, and it'll explain to them why we, in fact, play World of Warcraft. Why we do what we do. Yes, Mythic group. You're doing a Mythic? Yes, yes. Yeah, I'm forming up a Mythic group right now, so if you want to queue up, queue up. So why do we play World of Warcraft? Let's see.
So fellas, be sure to send this video to the girlfriends that you don't have. And for the ladies out there, I'm going to explain why your boyfriend would rather spend date night playing a video game with 24
or a lady telling her boyfriend, I don't know.
Balding men. And guys, obviously this video is not exclusively for girlfriends. You can easily send this to your mum or something, anyone who you want to understand and respect your hobby.
That's right.
So what I want you to do is imagine.
That's right. I'll send the link for this video in the chat right now. Like I said, you can send this. You can send this to your significant other and explain to them. This explains to them why we play World of Warcraft. Okay, this will explain it all. Okay, here, I'm gonna copy and send it in chat. There you go.
Date night playing a video game with 24 other 30 to 40-year-old balding men. And guys, obviously this video is not exclusively for girlfriends. You can easily send this to your mum or something.
We did do Heroic Raz.
Who you want to understand.
We have another clear coming up for it though.
So
we're currently on Broodkeeper and Heroic, so we're going to do that too after the
What you need to do is imagine our world. It has different continents and different countries in it.
Yes, it does.
Now imagine you could make another world inside a computer, inside a video game. This is essentially what World of Warcraft is. It is a huge world within a video game, bigger than most other video games. And this world doesn't just shut down when your boyfriend turns off the computer.
Yeah.
This world will stay online for other people to log into
always
while you're suffering through awkward family dinners with each other's parents. This is what an MMO is. Don't worry, this is not a complicated term. It just stands for a massively multiplayer online game.
See, it's easy to understand.
It's an online world in a computer game that is constantly online for people to log into. And this is the concept that makes World of Warcraft stand out more than other games, and is why millions of people play it. But what would you even do in this online world?
WoW was my first MMO. It popped my MMO cherry. And I love it.
What's the point of logging into it? Well, what would the first thing that you would do if you discovered a new planet or a new world? You would want...
For Mythic, we gotta form... What is it? Is it 25? Is it 30 man? Do you gotta have a 30 man for Mythic? What's the raid size?
To explore it,
20, okay.
And you can see
yeah, I gotta get some healers then.
We have a world called Azeroth, and this is the name of the world, like how we call the world the Earth.
Yes, Azeroth is the Earth.
And there are multiple continents and countries within this world. When you start playing World of Warcraft for the first time, the objective is to go country to country and explore with your character. You accept quests with different tasks for you to go and do, like kill some werewolves, investigate a murder, or rescue somebody from a bandit camp. There are many different interesting quests in the game that tell their own stories. And as you do more quests and kill more monsters, your character gradually becomes more and more powerful.
That's
right. You see, when you do these objectives, you gain experience points, which will eventually grant you a level once the bar is full.
That's how it works.
The goal here is to keep leveling up your character so that you can go and explore more dangerous countries. So let's sum that up. You start the game at level 1. You explore the world, doing quests and killing monsters to level up your character so that you can go and explore more dangerous zones. It's all about the adventure and exploration of a new world. If you've seen films like Lord of the Rings, that pretty much sums it up, and why we like to play World of Warcraft.
Lord of the Rings is the reason I started playing World of Warcraft. Lord of the Rings was my intro into fantasy worlds. I love that movie, man. My dad took me to watch that movie at the movie theater, and it was mind-blowing for me. Watching Lord of the Rings, I can easily say changed my life forever. And when I saw WoW and what it was all about, I was like, man, that's Lord of the Rings. I want to play that. I want to be Legolas. And back then, there were no Blood Elves, so if you wanted to be Legolas, you had to make a Night Elf Hunter, which is why my original main was a Night Elf Hunter. I wanted to be Legolas.
Warcraft so much? Let's be honest, I bet you and your boyfriend spend a lot of time working, or if you spent a large amount of time under massive amounts of stress or any negative emotion like anxiety or loss. You know, we've all been through difficult times.
Oh, yeah.
But what if you could just escape your mundane daily routine so you lose yourself in a different world to help forget about everything just for one evening? I think this is why people find video games to be a great help when dealing with bad bouts of mental health. It's definitely much better than...
WoW and many video games are certainly an escape from reality. It's therapeutic at times. It's that constant rock in your life that you could just go back to and be like, yeah, man, just chill for a little bit and not think about all the things I have to think about.
Substance abuse anyway. It is a very good distraction that will help you take your mind off the thing that is causing your bad mental health. Watching a box set on Netflix largely does the same thing. But playing a video game like World of Warcraft does it on another level, because it's a very strong form of escapism.
Yes.
And this is because you become part of a story that you're experiencing. Have you ever wondered what your life would be like in a different country, or in a different profession? Well, World of Warcraft is a way to experience this.
That's right.
You get to experience yourself in a different life through the eyes of a different person. It really is the essence of a video game. You're not just a spectator to the story, you are a part of a story. In World of Warcraft, you get to live the life of an adventurer in a medieval world with magic, dragons, and extremely irritating fish people. I think by now, for anyone who has never played World of Warcraft before, you could at least understand the appeal of the game and why people play it. Obviously, with every hobby, there needs to be a balance. We talked a lot about how World of Warcraft can be an escape from reality, but you shouldn't actually play the game so long that you lose your grip on reality.
There's certainly a healthy balance between escapism in a game and just fucking ignoring life by playing a game. That's the truth. So, I think this comes from me, a guy who wakes up at 4:30 a.m. to play 4 to 5 hours of World of Warcraft every day. But I still, attend to my life responsibilities, right? I see my kids, I see my wife, I do all that shit every day. It's a good time. But you know what else is a good time? Venturing out with my friends, my molding friends, my aging friends, to kill dragons and etch our names into the annals of history in Azeroth. It's a good time. And there's a balance. And I think I've mastered it somewhat.
I think as long as you have a firm foot in
how's it going?
There is nothing fundamentally wrong with playing World of Warcraft, but the game should not be a deterrent to your personal life.
Ready to set to heroic?
If you found the video useful so far, please do me an absolute solid. Hit the like and subscribe button. That really
does help out. It's a great video so far.
Another important element to World of Warcraft is classes. Not school classes, but your character's speciality. Kind of like how people in the real world have jobs and specialize in things like plumbing, teaching, or hairdressing. For instance, you can be a warrior, someone who specializes in swords, axes, and shields, who generally faces enemies head-on and uses his strength in combat. There's a mage, who is like a wizard and casts spells like firebolts to incinerate his foes or disable them from combat by turning them into a sheep. Kind of like how a witch would turn somebody into a frog. Sure. And then there's the rogue, who can turn invisible and goes behind enemies to stab them in the back. The priest is a class that focuses on keeping people
good little
alive.
summaries.
You see, there are health bars in the game that your character has, and when a monster hits you, your health will go down. But a priest can make your health go back up, and also make another person's character more powerful. These classes...
they can also go into angel form when they die, something that I see many times a day, wherever Father Souls is in the chat.
Are what you would call the core classes of most role-playing games, whether you're playing a Dungeons & Dragons board game or a single-player game. There are more classes in the game, which are either hybrids of these classes or they have some kind of unique spin to them.
Right.
Like, for instance, the Warlock, who is an evil wizard, basically Voldemort, who casts shadow bolts and summons demons.
Basically.
We've talked about how you level up in this game, but what do you do once you've actually hit the max level? What's the point in continuing to play the game? Well,
what do you mean? That's when you get to play the game. I told you guys this story before. Back when I was grinding out, so I didn't hit cap level. Back in vanilla, I started playing this game back in 2005. I sucked at it. It took me forever to level. I was level 58 when Burning Crusade came out. I never hit cap level in vanilla. But When Burning Crusade came out, I went hardcore. I was like, I'm gonna hit cap level as fast as I can. I'm gonna fucking go nuts in this game. That's it. I'm going hardcore. I told you guys a story. I ate nothing but applesauce cups for months. Not months, sorry, weeks. I ate nothing but applesauce every day, just grinding it out. I think it took me, I don't know exactly how long until Burning Crusade it was. I want to say maybe 2 weeks. But yeah, I didn't have time to leave to eat, so I just ate applesauce on my computer. Anyways, the point of the story is I finally hit cap level. When I did, I ran down. I saw where my mom and dad were sitting in the basement, chilling. Everyone was chilling, and I was in the office upstairs on the first floor. So I ran down to the basement, and I was like, oh, guys, I did it. I hit cap level. I finally fucking did it. Without the fucking, because I wouldn't curse in front of my parents. And my mom looked at me, and she was like, oh, finally. Now you can sit with us and stop playing. I told her, what do you mean, Mom? Now I can finally play the game. And I ran back upstairs and continued to play for the rest of the day. I have to say that statement annoyed her. But the moral of the story is that's right. Hitting cap level is just the beginning.
What to do in World of Warcraft, you'll probably come across the term raid, because for some reason your boyfriend has to be at a computer at certain times of the week in order to do this activity. Let me explain why. Now, a raid could be something like a castle, or an underground cave, or even a spaceship that contains
another Death Knight.
DSS GFX, thank you for the Prime sub. I appreciate that, my man. Thank you so much. Death Knight of our Scourge.
Very difficult enemies.
We need one more healer,
which are normally called bosses.
And one
you
more
can't just
DPS
go and do
evidently.
these bosses whenever you want, because they will require multiple players in order to defeat. This is why players join a thing called a guild, which is essentially a club, and this club will have a leader.
Or you just pug raid your shit off with IamSamC6 live on Twitch, baby.
Who will organise when the club can get together to do the raids, just like an after-school club, really. Without turning up to these organised raids, you can't progress any further in the game. These raids have the best weapons and armour that you can get in the game, and they make your character even more powerful. The issue with missing a raid is you're basically letting down 20 or more other people. You're all helping each other out with a common goal, to kill dragons and get better gear. And if you don't turn up, you are letting other people down, because it will be harder for them to take down the bosses without you there.
Papa, stay around, because as soon as I need to drop somebody, you're next in.
Or the guild will be forced to bring random players not in the guild, which means the guild is giving gear to people outside of their community. And obviously the more that you miss the raids, the more likely you are not going to get invited back. This is another big part of World of Warcraft, the social side of joining a guild.
It's very
making
social.
friends.
It used to be more so, I feel like.
A laugh. Some people may view having online friends to be a little sad, or just find it funny that people would consider people you haven't met to be your actual friends. You're entitled to that opinion, but I've always thought that having online friends is definitely better than having none. At the end of the day, should we really be judging people on how they want to live their lives and how they want to spend their free time and have fun? I think as long as they are not causing mental or physical harm to themselves or others, then who really cares?
That's
The last very important detail to explain is there's actually two versions of World of Warcraft, and I absolutely promise that this is not very complicated. You see, you have the current World of Warcraft, which is also known as Retail World of Warcraft, and the old classic version of
for the classic Andes, that's right.
Game. Basically, every 2 years-ish, the game gets an expansion pack. This adds new countries.
This really is a good video for explaining World of Warcraft to your significant other. This is great.
Raids, and normally makes several game
He gets
changes.
into everything.
It's why you can play World of Warcraft for years and years.
That's right.
There's constantly being new stuff added to the game to keep players playing the game. But some people just prefer playing the old version of the game before they made several changes, or they just want to go back and play those old expansions, take on those old raids, because it is nostalgic.
Nostalgia.
And this is why people play Classic WoW.
The sweet
they just
nectar
want to
of
go
life.
back and experience how the game was like over 15 years ago. And at this point, I really feel like this is all you really need to know to understand World of Warcraft and its appeal.
It's simple.
And obviously why people play it.
You see?
You only really need to learn more about the game if you actually want to play the game. And now, if your boyfriend is trying to make you play the game with him, it means that he actually sees a future with you. So you should definitely see that as a positive. But remember, you really...
That is true. I did try to get my wife to create a character. It didn't work out. Well, she actually made one, but she's never played it. But if somebody tries to convince you to play WoW, they love you. That's the truth.
Can't force somebody to be interested in something that
She
you're
has a
interested
level
in.
1 blood elf.
This is something that really has to come
hunter,
naturally.
I believe.
But anyway, guys, that's where I'm going to end the video there. Until my next video, ciao.
That's a great video, man. This is the first time I ever watched one of these guys. This guy's shit. This is pretty good. The MetaGoblin. Yeah, I'm gonna like and subscribe. I like this guy's shit.